I like that. That is an appropriate place to say, hey guys, welcome to the XLounge. We are here. We are doing it live. It's Friday, y'all. Everybody turn up. We got Bad Bunny in the background.
Do you hear it?
Mm-hmm. I sure do, Shannon. Oh, got a little bit more violent. Shannon is raw dogging the audio right now.
I am.
So he's living vicariously through our...
I'm going to live in post-editing vibes. I'll vibe with you guys in the edit.
Hey, cheers to you, Shannon, editing this later. Wink. Thank you, as always, for being the mastermind and the complete brawn behind this operation. I very much appreciate it. We all appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
We do. Shannon, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Full Frame Medium.
Yeah.
Guys, we got 2 guests today.
Yes.
It's a first. This is a crossover episode.
Yes, it is a crossover.
Welcome to the Winners Podcast.
Welcome to the Winners Podcast.
Wow.
Is it the Winners Podcast or is it the XLounge?
It has to be the winners because we're both here. So.
Hey, I like that. I like that. That's good. That's very good. So, Shannon, why don't you go ahead and introduce your co-host from the Winners Podcast?
All right, so I got one of my good friends here. We got my wonderful co-host, Zach Cameron here.
What's up, y'all?
I love it.
Good to be here.
Love it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming over.
For sure.
From across yonder.
Across yonder.
From Studio C.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
Yeah,
Or A.
Studio Charlie.
Yeah.
I was going to go like B sounded derogatory, so C sounded like there's so many studios.
Yeah.
So I just picked the next letter.
I get it.
There we go.
I get it.
I like
Makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, thanks. And then over to my right on the couch. By the way, guys, the rotation is all messed up, so just deal with that for a while. Over to my right, good friend of the show, Lauren. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you guys for having
Or
me.
Loren.
Loren. I did hear you say that to
Yes.
Zach, and I said, have I been saying her name wrong this whole time?
So, in Spanish, my family all pronounces it Loren. Loren, ven acá. But in English, when I got here, everyone said Lauren. So I'm like, all right, I assimilated. But you know what? No more assimilation. Loren.
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 Yes.
I like that.
Loren.
Thank you.
I have been lately, and I blame Shannon completely for this since I got back from PR. Anything that's in Spanish, I'm saying it in Spanish.
Sí, hay que decirlo.
It rubs off, and I don't do it to be snobby. I do it mostly around my wife if I'm having a conversation about something in Spanish, but like around people out in the wild, maybe. But like, I don't like making people feel alienated either, right? Like, oh, you're one of those people, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you got to pronounce everything.
It
correctly.
does give that feeling, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go around saying Ortega.
But when it comes to your name, though, you have to say it
You have
the
to
way that you say it.
right. And you know what? If you could say Wakowitz, whatever those kind of names, you could say
can say
Peñalol, you
facts.
could say Ortega,
Facts.
you know? Why
I
not?
agree. I agree.
I actually just say my full name when I introduce myself.
Shannon Ortega.
Yeah.
Not the middle?
No.
Okay.
Not the middle.
What is your middle name? I didn't know.
Omar.
Oh.
That's my traveling name, by the
It
way.
is. It's
Omar.
hilarious, actually, when you order
That's my
something. it's like,
traveling name.
Omar.
Okay. Well, you want to go anonymous? Omar.
Yeah, if I go to Puerto Rico, if I say Shannon, ¿qué? Every time. Shannon, ¿qué? So I just say Omar. Omar. All right.
Avoid the problem entirely.
Yep.
I like
love it.
that. I like that.
And I warn every time I travel, I warn people. I say, hey, if you hear me say Omar, just
Go with it.
go with it.
That's hilarious. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I had a middle name so I could do that.
You can make up any name at this point.
I mean, to be fair, my entire identity is an alias because my legal name is not Rick.
What is it?
We've gone over this on
Yes.
the pod before,
Yes.
I did not know. What
but
is it?
it's again, I'm sorry to all of the people who are documenting this. My name is Josue.
I am not calling
And
you
he's
that.
from Holyoke. And he's from Holyoke.
Josue
that.
Enrique. That is my
Wow.
actual name.
From Holyoke.
From Holyoke.
So where does the Rick? Because Enrique, the Rick?
Kind of, yeah.
Assimilation.
I feel
Assimilation.
Where did,
bamboozled
yeah, where
after all
did the
these
Rick, how did
years.
that?
So I think over time, this turns out suspicious. I think over time, what happened was like that people would call me like Ricky, like cute, like for like Enrique, and then eventually people dropped the Y. And notice I said Ricky like in Spanish because that's all the people I was around growing up. Eventually, as I got older, people dropped the Y.
was Rick, and it
yeah,
stuck.
it stuck. And so the issue became now I'm working in corporate America, and they look at that name and nope. I mean, for my entire life, everybody gets my name wrong. Josu, Joseph, Jose.
Josu is hilarious.
Josu.
Josu's crazy.
Josu is
I'm not
wild.
gonna lie.
I've got
Yeah, Josu's
everything you
wild.
could think. Josui is another popular iteration on that. I'm spending too much time on this. Anyway,
Josu.
so in
Josu is wild. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
people are ignorant.
Yes, they are.
So in the interest
great.
of simplicity, I said corporate Rick henceforth will be Rick.
Rick.
or corporate Josue, I guess.
So you introduce yourself as Rick. You introduce
To
yourself to me as Rick.
everybody, my business card, everything. I'm Rick to everybody.
Okay.
The only thing that says Josue is legal documentation.
That's fair.
Yeah,
crazy.
because I don't feel like dealing with the headache.
When you introduce yourself, do you say Rick Diaz or you just say Rick?
I'm first name all day.
Add the last name. Add some gravitas. Try it. It's fun.
Gravitas is such a great word.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that word.
Do it.
It has balls on it.
Yeah.
Without saying balls out loud.
So say your last name, and that's pretty much the same.
See, but like when I say Josue Enrique Diaz, like it has like a
I feel like I gotta sit up straight. when you say
like
that.
oh my, who's
You're in the room, though. You're
right.
in the room.
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, like imagine I walked in like that all the time. Like it's you're coming in hot, right?
I dig
Yeah.
it. You should do it.
That's a power
Try
move,
it.
I think.
I like
I
it.
dig it.
Listen, this is what I say you do.
Okay.
I want you to buy an Insta 360 camera. The Insta 360 Go. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
The reason why, you can attach it to yourself, and I want you to do a study of introducing yourself
A little
in different
experiment,
ways,
if you will.
and then you can post the content. It'll be hilarious because you travel a lot. You meet a lot of people.
I meet so many people.
It'll be great to see that.
I drove so much today. I don't want to talk about it, guys, but I drove so much today. I literally drove like 9 hours. I am so happy to be here, hanging out with you beautiful folks on a Friday.
We're vibing.
We are vibing, listening to Mr. Bad Bunny.
Yeah, man. What'd you think about that? It just came out.
It did. It literally dropped today, Friday the 13th, by the way, y'all.
Great
Cheers.
job. Cheers.
I know some people really like Halloween. Some people really get into Halloween. You really get into
I am a
Halloween?
Halloween head.
Really?
Oh,
I
okay.
look forward to October every year.
All right. Is that why you're wearing all black?
No, I always wear all
You
black.
that's how you roll. I love
That's
that.
just me.
Yep, I love that. I've entered the room. So Bad Bunny dropped today. I have plenty of thoughts. Would anybody care to go
I'll
first?
tell you what. I didn't listen to the whole thing.
Yes.
I listened to maybe the first 4 or 5 songs. It's different style. It's very much I'm the man now.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to me brag a little bit.
Well, that first track.
The first track is crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man.
I also, one thing I do enjoy of the songs that I've heard, he references things that actually happened
Yeah.
that we can all recall. Like when he threw that lady's phone.
Yeah, that was
Like
fun.
he mentioned that,
Yeah.
like other things. I'm like, okay, this is cool. So far I like it. It's a different style than his last album.
Very different.
You got to definitely listen to the lyrics.
Yes.
because he's saying a lot of stuff, and you gotta like listen to it. And also, he a freaky boy too. I was not ready for that.
Yeah, some of them.
I forgot.
Yep. He
Wow.
reminds everyone.
I'm like, oh, okay.
But also very self-aware, very self-referential in his lyrics about that part of himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Late, like there's one of the songs. I got a list here, but I don't want to derail. Yes, very highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
I love it.
I enjoyed the way he kept on saying that he's the greatest. I'm like, just keep on rubbing in, people. Just keep on rubbing it in. I enjoy it.
Listen,
He's
él
killing it.
puede roncar because he's Bad Bunny. Like the second the CD came out, #1. And in my opinion, we went back to 2016 Bad Bunny, and I am a fan. So
Very trappy, right?
Yes.
Like very trap kind of.
And he even shaved the head, which is
Yeah.
a nod.
Did you listen to the
back
whole thing?
then. Yes, I did.
So I'm not a Bad Bunny enthusiast. I feel like you are.
I'm a fan. I'm
Somewhat.
A fan.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah.
So when did Bad Bunny's career start? Like 15, 16?
Yeah,
I was gonna say
15,
16. Yeah.
And he got big in 2020, 2019?
Like globally, I think 2020,
Yeah.
but like in Puerto Rico and like the Hispanic masses,
Yeah, he
he's
was
been on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like to the spot where
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
at
yeah.
now.
Crazy. It's unbelievable. Like,
Was it his
reach.
last album that really good? What's the name of the last
Un
one?
verano sin
Un
ti.
verano sin
Is it
ti.
the one? Is that the one that really?
That one,
Or is it
really
the one right
popped off.
before?
No, I think the one before that one was the one, in my opinion, that put him on the map. That you
That's
would
the one
hear,
that
like,
has.
And J Balvin, like he had a lot of.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the little
Yes.
boy riding the bike on the
Yes.
cover. I don't know. I'm blanking
With a
on
giant
the
truck
name.
in the background.
Okay.
right?
Yep.
No, the giant truck in the background is the one
Before?
after that
After.
one. The one I'm
Okay.
talking about is the kid on the bike. Yo hago
Yeah,
lo que
yeah.
me dé la gana. That's
Oh,
the
okay,
one that
okay,
I'm
okay.
talking about. In my opinion, that's the one that I think put him on the map.
Also look it up.
Heavy,
So he's
that.
been
but he's been
he's been
on.
killing for a bit.
Just a little editor's note for the listening audience. Lauren here is a bit of a hip hop head. Would you say you're you dabble in the space?
You know, this is bad, but I feel like as of like the last few years, I've been really into Spanish music. Hip hop has not been doing it for me as much as it used to, but yes, I am a hip hop fan for sure.
What type of Spanish music?
All of it, reggaeton. There's a big like Spanish pop movement that people are like. I don't think in this area people are really into, but it's huge.
Yeah.
But of course, reggaeton. I mean, I'm Puerto Rican.
What style is Maluma? Is that pop?
I consider that
Maluma.
pop.
Yeah,
I enjoy his song.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay.
Can I just he's from Colombia, if I'm not mistaken. I hate to sound biased, but like when I think about Bad Bunny is from PR and he has global reach, like that is mind blowing to me that this tiny little puny island in the Caribbean like has, you know, spawned off so many stars. Like it's crazy to me. Like
people
I don't know.
are comparing him to like Michael Jackson. I'm not saying that that's me, but I'm saying that that's what people are throwing out there. The level of success and the level of reach globally that he has.
Absolutely.
And
undeniable.
I mean, from Puerto Rico,
Puerto Ricans are gonna ride regardless.
They're gonna show up to whatever he does.
I saw a post that said if there was a Puerto Rican snail in the Olympics, the Puerto Ricans will watch the snail race and cheer like it's. I'm like, that's true. That is true.
Yo, that's amazing.
Anyone that comes out the island, the Puerto Ricans are gonna ride.
Highly accurate. I love that.
You might as well be Michael Jackson to the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, who else would you compare it? Not
Anthony.
to Michael Jackson, but I'm saying like right now that
Drake
you could
is the only other person
that you could say. Sorry.
Oh, that's how you feel about Drake, I guess.
That is how I feel about Drake. But that you could say, like, you could drop his name and he's known in, like, pretty much everywhere. I feel like Bad Bunny's up there. I mean, yeah, sure, Drake.
Yeah.
But
dismissively, she said.
Beyonce and Taylor Swift are the only ones.
Oh, of course. Yeah. But those are women. I'm talking men.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez.
Beyonce's.
So, just a couple, let's see. I have a list here of, I mean, I listened, so I did listen to the entire album because I had all that time to try it today. I had multiple listens today. There's a couple songs in here that I really like, but the one that is probably at the top of my list is, I'm gonna say it wrong, Los Pits. It's like in Spanish, it's Los Pits.
That's the one playing right now, actually.
It is fire, bro. Like it's just like has a swagger to it. It's really good. That was great. Acho PR is another, or Acho PR, I should say. That's another great one. I mean, just a lot of really great songs. He's got a couple other ones that are like the very obvious club songs, which is fine. Like I'm always going to show up for those, but I was not anticipating this to be such a hip hop album. Like I really was not expecting it. And I was I'm like, this is good. Like there's some, like you could put this next to any album, you know, like, and it's going to stand toe to toe. Like it's really good. It made me a little sad that like lyrically what he's saying is so potent that like there's a whole swath of people that won't know what he's saying.
Don't miss it.
But he is going in on some of these lyrics, man. Like he's really dropping stories, and oh my gosh.
And there's a song on there that says that this is for like my OG fans, so like the people that know him back from the trap, because that's how he started. He wasn't really Un Verano Sin Ti Bad Bunny, you know. He was trap.
He's basically saying that he don't like the stardom. Like he likes like the homegrown stuff.
Yeah,
that's like overrated. That's pretty much.
Everyone says that when they get up there.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Fame bores me.
You fight for it so much that you get up there, you're like, eh.
Yeah.
One thing that he does mention, it kind of gives like, y'all weren't really messing with me like early on, but now y'all on me. But I haven't really changed, and it had me thinking. I'm like, when you think back, like in high school, all those kids that were like the weird kids, or those are the kids that end up being the Bad Bunnies. And I saw a picture of Post Malone. That I feel like I had that kid in my classroom, and everyone used to pick on him.
Yeah.
And then they become superstars, and everyone's riding them. Like, oh, you're so
a burden of talent, right? It's like they don't know how to channel it that young, right? So it's like you got.
They're also misunderstood too.
Yeah.
I also feel like there's been a shift in the zeitgeist, though. Like what used to be like corny or like you got made fun of, now it's cool. Like it's cool to be individual and, you know, set apart from everyone. So I think that's also
even when it comes to like fashion too. Like if you look at the sneakers now, when we were growing up, New Balances were
right
cool. Right, that wasn't like a popular sneaker to wear, but now it's like the thing. It's like the shoe right now. So it's kind of funny how that kind of
Yeah,
works.
full circle. Or mustaches are in right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it, culture. Thanks for insisting that I get a mustache, but I could never.
It's the porn stash look, right? Like the only mustache, like thick.
Right.
I did it once. Never again. There's a very famous picture of me dressed as Ron Burgundy.
Okay.
Never again.
It also doesn't work for everyone either.
Facts.
It's the whole style. It's the whole ensemble.
You have to dress the
You got to
part.
commit the
You
whole.
have to wear leather
Yeah,
pants.
yeah,
Like you have to do the whole thing.
I just
Suspenders sometimes.
I don't need that in my life.
White beaters, right?
Like I would rather shave my entire face than to have a mustache. That's how anti-mustache I am. Now,
That's crazy.
full circle, give me a curly mustache. Not on me. But I appreciate a curly mustache more than I
With
appreciate
the wax and everything.
just someone who really commits to the bit of a mustache,
I've known a couple.
like
of
going all the way in.
They have to dress a specific
Yeah, it's
way.
the, it's
like,
the
the
whole
suit,
ensemble.
the
like
character.
3-piece suit,
Yes.
like very like
And they're
Peaky
just
Blinders kind of.
spinning it the entire time.
Yeah.
just nonstop touching it.
You need a
Evil
pocket
layer
watch
type.
just to have it, just
Yeah.
because it
Handy.
falls in line. Pinstripe pants, all of it.
Yo, some pinstripe pants though, I'll be hitting like clean look.
But that's the look now. There's the stash and then the mullet. Have you guys seen that?
The mullet.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. That's what all the kids are
thing.
doing now.
The curly mullet. I've seen the straight mullet. I've seen.
Going back to that, which is like that back in the day. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a man, but like that was not like cool at all.
Nah, it
No.
wasn't.
Mullets, you know. And now
Billy
it's
Ray
like-
Cyrus.
Usually the kids that had mullets in
Right.
school smell like cat urine.
Yes,
Or even going back to like back
urine.
in school.
Jeez.
In school, like the guala thing. I remember I didn't want to be part of the regular kids. I wanted to be in the Spanish classrooms. Okay, so I would like do
Ooh,
bad in
wanted
the
with
test.
the wanted with the lingies.
Yes, I did because it was more fun, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like cool to be like ethnic and
Right.
know Spanish,
Celebrated
and,
now,
you know, and
yeah.
listen to the music. So I think it's cool.
The lingies.
The lingies,
I think that's not politically correct.
I don't care.
the lingies are
I
running
can
shit
I
now,
can
though.
say it because I'm technically a lingy.
That's
Shannon
right.
does what he wants.
Hey,
Yeah, it's true, man. There was definitely like a negative kind of energy with
Yeah.
like, oh, you're in the bilingual
Hallway.
Oh, you love being
but the
Puerto Rico?
bilinguals
How
were
dare
always
you.
lit amongst themselves.
Yes.
We were.
Once you joined in, it's like, hey, this is fun in here.
See, I feel like I got kind of shunned because they knew I was Hispanic, but like I was a Christian kid and I dressed so like conservative for like a good chunk.
Just
and
like
then,
a Christian.
kind of, yeah.
Were you Rick back then?
Josue.
I was
You were.
You're Josue. You're Josue.
Wait.
That's what it is.
No, he was Rick back then.
I was
He was-
still Rick to my friends, but
Okay.
like, you know, like people who didn't know
In
me.
church, what they call you, Rick?
Yeah, Rick. Yeah.
Okay.
Ricky. Damn,
Ricky's
man,
a
going
choice.
back though. Jeez. I don't miss that era. But then whatever, then sophomore years when like I began what might have been the beginning. I began an attempt at like, what does my style look like? Individuality, right? And then like junior year was like, all right, I dress preppy now. And then senior year was like, I'm pretty preppy now. Yeah. And, it's like, and then, you know, you work for corporate America long enough and now you just dress like,
Man, I went through the preppy phase in high school.
did you have
Yeah,
a
you
vest?
did.
double polo.
I had a
Yeah, you did.
not the double polo, but I was heavy on the Argyle sweaters.
Okay,
you were.
Oh, give me an Argyle
Was it with
sweater.
the V?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I was heavy on those.
Boys to men, baby.
With
the khakis
with the
and the-
khakis,
yeah.
with the white shirt under. Give me a
And then
thick
Tim's.
knot tie.
Tim's on the bottom.
No,
Yeah?
no, diesels. Sometimes,
Ooh.
sometimes you put the white ups to
Okay,
to
yeah,
dress
yeah,
it down
yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit,
yeah, absolutely.
like a nod to Usher.
Okay. I love it.
Hey,
Yo, speaking of Usher, please tell me you guys saw that Dominican Usher Super Bowl.
I love
ad.
it. It's
Oh
some
my
of the
God,
greatest,
yes.
the greatest internet in the
Love.
world.
That was AI. How did they do that?
Nah, like some
that was just a voiceover.
some genius
Voiceover.
person was just like, let me just
Hilarious.
pretend.
So funny.
It was very good. It was very good. I am pulling up my list here, guys.
List of what?
I got some notes. I got some things I wanted to just bring up casually
From the songs?
Okay.
No,
or just
so like
topics?
so did you have any thoughts on Bad Bunny? I don't want to move on. I know
No, I'm
we're
cool.
swirling.
I'm not like a huge fan, but
Yeah, yeah.
it was cool. I like Monaco.
Yeah.
That's a
Monaco's
good one.
really good.
I like
Monaco's
Monaco.
really good.
Yeah.
But,
And the one with Fade. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Who?
Fade?
I didn't hear that one.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Fade. It's
I
called
was-
Los Perros.
they
I
don't
think?
show like the features on it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
They did not. They did. So this
They did?
happened
Okay.
with this
Not
Travis
Apple
Scott.
Music.
When Travis Scott dropped his album, which was a couple weeks ago, it was like the features weren't there. Same with Kanye, actually. I don't know if it's like a product of they're not there until someone does the work to put them there. But when I was listening, I'm like, there's no names. I'm like, who is this?
No,
Or
there's a
was
lot
it
of
bad-
albums like that though.
Yeah,
that don't
true.
show the
Agreed.
featured
But
person.
for this one, I thought maybe was it a choice, like to keep us guessing? I thought maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
Agreed. But
kinda-
like
that's actually kinda smart.
They did upload. They put them
Is
on
that
there.
Spotify though?
I was gonna say because
Or
on
on
Apple
Apple
Music,
Music,
I
you
don't
don't see
think
it.
Apple
so.
Music,
No.
there's no.
You don't see it there.
Yeah, I see it right now.
So I wonder. I'd be curious then if this is community edited then, because or like moderators perhaps. I'm not sure. But this morning during my entire listen through, there was no featured artists.
Featured list, yeah.
Now when I'm looking at the list, they're all there, which is great because I was curious.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize every voice. I did recognize some voices. But yeah, Bad Bunny. Solid. If I had to rate it, this is a completely subjective. I don't know anything about Bad Bunny's catalog beyond just the last couple of years. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. Strong product. Strong
Grammy
offering.
worthy?
I would say this should be able to compete with any hip hop album today. And the fact that it'll likely be the Spanish hip hop album is like a slant towards what he did on this album. So, in my opinion, I feel like he should be included in the entire category.
in the mainstream.
Wow.
I hope they do, honestly.
No, but
That's probably not gonna
Probably
happen.
won't
no,
happen.
because it's
Probably won't
Spanish.
happen.
It's Spanish.
Also, he doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't show
Talks
up
about
to.
that.
Oh, can I curse? On this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He does not give a fuck. I think he doesn't even show up to
The Grammys?
to none of them.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't either.
He's gonna show up now with his girl,
Who's this girl?
Kendall.
Oh yeah, that's random.
So random. But like also pop stars, they do this kind of stuff.
He
Right?
also said he's not gonna get married, so just dating.
It probably works out for him then.
I don't know how the Kardashians Kardashians
Words.
ruin men.
Yeah,
They sure do.
Yeah.
And for a while there, people were not. True. Rest in peace, Kanye.
Or Kanye. That's
Kanye's never been the same.
nope. Sorry, Lauren. What were you gonna say?
No. I was gonna say no. Damn, I don't even know that hit me. It's true. Poor
Yeah.
Kanye.
Kanye, genius.
Kanye. Who
But
else?
for
can
a
we go
while
on the
there, I
list?
remember for a while there, people weren't rocking with Bad Bunny. At least the Spanish people, because they were upset at him. I mean, how do you go from what was that song, La Chocha de Puerto Rico, and now you're dating Kendall Jenner? People felt like he sold out.
Yeah.
But
Right. I mean, he's definitely crossed over into like mainstream icon appeal. Like, I mean, he was in Bullet Train. Great movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah, it's really good.
super good. References that in one of his songs, which is great. It's
Well, Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah. Brad
it's
Pitt,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I love that line. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, he's done like these fashion shoots where he's wearing these incredibly ornate pieces. I'm like, but again, going back to the lyrics, like he's very self-aware and he's like, I'm not what you think I am. I am Bad Bunny. Like, don't try to box me into what you think I'm supposed to look like. You know what I mean? And he just kind of is who he is. And I can respect that to a certain degree. Right. Speaking of which, you guys were talking about that, like kind of a little bit of that self-awareness enough to not let outside influence necessarily deter who you are as a person, or to not drive per se the let me behave this way so we can be cool, like assimilating, like you were saying earlier, right? Like, nah, be yourself.
I wonder, does he own his own like publishing and all that stuff? Like, or is he like signed with
for a while he wasn't signed. I don't know if now he is, but for a long time that was his thing. He was not signed, and that was El Roncaba con eso. Like, I'm not even signed, and look at how I'm making the charts.
Yeah.
You know?
I read something that he signed something about Drake.
I
Not
don't
signed to
believe
Drake or
that.
something.
I saw that too, but
I don't know how accurate that would be.
I'm curious to see like what that looks like for him.
The dude is making money. It doesn't really matter.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, he's doing a great job. Speaking of new albums, Lauren, Drake also dropped a new album.
did he?
Are you a Drake fan? No, you hate Drake?
No, I hate Drake. I liked Drake back in the day, and now I can't.
Her body language was like,
Yeah, why don't you like
I
Drake?
can't. For me, honestly, Drake makes music for fuckboys, and I can't get behind it.
You don't like him?
No, I don't. Like, he le tiró. I don't know why I want to speak Spanish. I think it's Bad Bunny. He le tiró a Megan Thee Stallion with the whole
Yep.
Tory Lanez thing. Now le tiró a Rihanna with the whole Re thing or anti thing. What was he saying?
Yep.
And it's just like, at this point, the way Joe Budden. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on now, you're gonna roncar with your yacht. I got a yacht. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
but
You know
Joe
what I
Budden
mean?
kind of started that though. Like he kind of like
But he was doing his job. He was saying, I want more growth from Drake, which
Yeah.
I personally agree with because I feel like all his latest music sounds the same. And that's what you come back with? I Got Money?
He came back. He wrote like a.
It was.
He went straight.
Yeah, time. Yeah,
Something about this felt
corny.
Yeah, definitely. Like
corny.
It didn't make any sense. I'm like, you're Drake. Like, you don't need to give any attention to any of this. You can just blanket ignore the entire thing.
But he's, in my opinion, he's corny. So
The
he's going
cornball.
to do the like girl thing. And not even the girl thing, but like the cornball thing of like, I'm going to get in here and like Twitter finger you. Like,
Yeah, and the whole like the clip thing.
Yeah.
The hairstyle. I guarantee you. I'm just waiting for the day where it's gonna be a thing.
Oh God, no.
It's gonna be a trend.
Yes.
I guarantee you it's
In
gonna be a
Springfield,
trend.
it's definitely going to be a trend.
It's gonna be a trend.
Lasuk. You're gonna see
everywhere.
people at Lasuk wearing that.
Oh God.
It's wild.
That's where they be at in Springfield.
Like think about it. Remember when he did the what song was that? When he did the Nike gloves?
Yeah.
What is start from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Go back.
Nike gloves was like a
Became
thing for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
He has reach, okay? He worked with this producer, the conductor, which I like. He works with Tyler, the Creator, and Frank Ocean and things. So, like, the music sounds good, but it's just the content of it to me.
yeah.
It's a little
I'm
shallow.
like, ay, Ja, you fucked that girl, and she wasn't the best girl you fucked. Okay, great. You know? Like, but that's me on I Hate Drake.
So obligatory first person shooter featuring J. Cole. Fantastic.
J. Cole bodied him on that.
He did, of course.
It was J. Cole we're talking about.
Yeah, J. Cole's
No
gonna come
question.
100% the whole time.
I'm glad that they finally did it. I'm glad that it's like this is a mainstream album and we're just gonna both be on here and we're gonna talk about the thing that everybody talks about. I like the self-awareness there a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
But agreed. J. Cole all day. What was the other one? 8 a.m. in Charlotte. No?
The music sounded cool.
So you said
And I
conductor,
stopped
right?
it, and I was like, all right, going back to something else.
I thought it was pretty good. I appreciated the bars, the like double entendres, like the wordplay. Like I kind of, I'll
Is that the one with his son in the video?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I would
right?
not- I
I'm
would
pretty
not
sure.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the video. I watched the clip. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that was the
He's
one.
like in a room.
Yeah. Just
not
standing around.
around.
His son is just kind of doing this.
I'm not a Drake fan at all, so I don't really. It
He has-
comes out
he has
music. I'm just
like
like,
hits, right? He has hits, but I don't
I do it for science. Let me listen to this.
just
Let me take in the data.
taking the data.
Taking the data. Yeah.
I just
And-
feel like have you guys seen that DMX? Obviously he's passed, but a long time ago DMX was asked like, "How do you feel about Drake?" And it was like a running joke. I think it was on the Breakfast Club. And
he was
like-
standing up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
and
the
he was
Breakfast
like,
Club.
"No, like he just sounds like," "Ruh, ruh, ruh, ruh," and that's kind of how I feel. And I'll say it like this, not to like super hate on Drake, but I hate Drake. But anyone could do it. I feel like. You know what I mean? Anyone can sit on there and put some words together and wah, 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 on the mic.
Okay.
No?
I don't disagree with you there, but in the shadow of, hip hop sales are down 40%, right?
Yeah, he's gonna do it.
So like you got a guy who's at least consistently been delivering music year after year, whether it's good or not,
He's been putting summer bangers.
Yeah.
year after year.
He has a hit. He has at least 5 hits a year.
He's consistent.
Yeah.
At least.
So like from that side of it, I can appreciate it. I can also appreciate your take, right? He's not like he's not like trash. Like he's not untalented.
No,
right?
no.
Like, but I get your take on like he is kind of he's worked up this persona. Now he needs to live that persona.
I feel like he said, "Oh, this formula works. Let me just
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep doing this for
And,
a
and
long
not
time."
like evolve. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see Drake acting though.
He's a good actor.
I think he has I think he has like a good like comedic.
He was on Degrassi,
yeah.
Yeah.
but he was young, so
Right.
like he was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
discovering
yeah.
himself. But I feel like,
Cherry
yeah,
I think if he went into that lane a little bit more, I think he.
He might. I mean, he might pull a Common later in his career.
Someone said, I saw like a thread of him like people were asking if he was good or not, and someone said he's great, and his greatest role ever is Drake.
Yeah.
Role he
That's
plays.
rough.
That he's just
I mean,
acting
Dude,
as
I
the superstar. I'm like, you know what? I could see that. Based on how much of a goofball he is,
right.
I could see him this all being
A facade.
a stick to
he's not really that person.
DJ
Yeah.
Khaled.
DJ Khaled.
Is DJ Khaled a persona or is that DJ Khaled? You'll never know, right? It's the
DJ Khaled, a part of me wants to believe that he really thinks he's like that.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a stick. It's got to be.
That clip with him and Speedy.
Yeah.
They didn't believe in us.
DJ Khaled got to be. It's got to be all acting.
Right. It's too much. I remember like
I don't know because remember that clip with his wife when she was working out and he kept like talking shit and she was like, "Shut the fuck up." I feel like that was like.
I love to see like the behind the scenes, like no cameras around. I want to see like, are you still saying?
What do you think about Key? What do you say, Major Key? Major Key is like
Major Keys. Yeah.
He probably just yells Major Key.
Major Key alert.
No, but what's the one thing
God
he says?
did.
We the best.
We the best.
We the best.
We the best.
Back.
I'm talking about they.
There was, this is going back a couple of years, but like I remember I don't know if he's, I don't go on Snapchat at all, but for a while there, he would just be posting stories constantly. This was like before stories really popped off on every platform. Anyway, so there was like YouTube compilations of like DJ Khaled clips from Snapchat. And there was one where he was like on a jet ski in full darkness. Like he was late, but he's like somehow still filming himself while he's lost at sea. It was hilarious. And he's providing commentary like while he's writing. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
He's a character. He's a character for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Drake is in line with that same character.
How did you feel about Bahama's Promises?
I like the musicality of it.
It was like emo Drake, like back Drake in his feelings type of Drake. So I remember like Marvin's Room. Remember like way back when?
Yeah, that's when I was a fan.
I mean, but like you could tell that when he was doing that, like he was kind of putting his heart out there a little bit. Like it was a little bit more like raw Drake.
That's when everyone saying he was emotional.
Yeah,
I don't think he was trying to be as cool. I feel like now he tries so hard to be cool. You know,
like I feel like he tried to reconnect with that character or that person, but like it didn't land as hard.
No.
Especially since so much of the album was riddled with like these weird side disses to other people. Like, I don't know, this is kind of weird, but whatever. Absolutely mid album. I would say I enjoyed Honestly Nevermind way more than I enjoyed this album. Same. But that's probably because I like house music. But
no, but same because it was different. At least it was something that was like, okay, he's trying something different, you know?
Yes, agreed. Yeah, a lot of the same on this one. You know, a lot of like trying to touch moments in his career of like, oh, this is this era of Drake, this is this other era of Drake, all on one album. Whatever. It was okay.
Which, to be fair, I mean, I can only imagine artistically, like you peak so hard.
Yeah.
And like you have to compete with yourself at some point. So it's like, you know, how do you beat that? But some people do. Some people keep up.
Is that why you think maybe he does like features for people where he will just appear on someone's random unheard of artist track?
Yeah, I think that's his like attempt of like either reaching a wider audience or staying like relevant. I think. Yeah.
Or helping another artist out.
True.
Yeah. I like that take. I mean, there is, for better for worse, like there is a little bit of philanthropist Drake, right? Who will give back to society in some ways.
He'll put people on.
You know, I don't know if that's necessarily on purpose or not, but like there's a little bit of that, right? There's a little bit of that.
He put this guy up, Party Next Door. Remember that? Yeah. And he put him on the map. I mean, people really rock with him. Yeah. I mean, it's more underground than it is mainstream, but people rock with him. And I feel like Drake was the catalyst to like introduce that, you know?
Yep.
So maybe Drake isn't that bad. Sorry, Drake.
Yeah, you're right, though.
If you're watching.
Right, if you're watching, which I'm sure you are.
Excuse me. Like, I've definitely met a lot of artists because Drake was featured on their track that I would never have heard of otherwise. And it's a long list. And it might just be that one song. Because I'm like, okay, well, they popped off that one time, but like they didn't like maintain that momentum. But yeah, there was actually Shannon, I'm gonna attempt to send you this clip. Maybe we could play it. I think this one's a funnier one.
While you're doing that, what do you guys think of the Bad Bunny and Drake collab? Because I straight up fast forward Drake's part. What is that?
It's they were trying to capture the magic of that last one they did. What was it called?
I didn't hear it, so I can't comment.
It's bad.
Bad Bunny's part was really good. The beat changes, Bad Bunny kills it, but Drake, he's literally like Joe No Sabo, Joe No Quiero, Champagne Papio. Like what?
What's it?
It might be though. I'm blanking, but I know what you're talking about. The song.
It's a good song.
I'm not surprised by this.
Okay, wait, pause it.
Already, y'all gonna be like,
yeah, you got to read the caption. And then this is Tony Baker's hilarious. If you don't follow him on Instagram, it's hilarious.
Rap music is down 40% in sales this year. This is a fact.
Okay.
shut up. Will this 40% dip? I'm not surprised by this. I am not surprised by this. And I know already y'all gonna be like, Tone, you old. Shut up. Will this 40% dip in sales is new, Nick. This is young, fresh. Clearly the rap music ain't it. Something's wrong, something's missing, something's not working, something's not snatching people up by the collar and being undeniable out here. The bars is subpar. Yeah, you fresh. Yeah, you fly. Yeah, you getting money. Yeah, you look good. Yeah, you buying expensive shit. But what else we talking about, shawty? We talking about a 40% dip in sales. That's what we talking about, because it's all fluff.
Yeah, that's good right there.
100% agree.
I mean, I've always, and I know Xander and I have discussed this previously, like, it's come up on the pod. like you could probably file me under old head at this point, just purely based on my age. But Spotify would beg to differ based on my listening. So I always, like, anything new, I'm gonna listen to it. I'll give it an honest take. I'm the same with food though. Like, I'll try anything once. If it's terrible, I won't have it again. But if it's good, now I know. Also, same with music. So, but 40% is massive.
That's huge.
That is.
But I would say that male hip hop, like, because the girls are killing it. Sexy Red, which whether you're a fan or not, she's got a huge following. What's the other one with the red curly hair? I don't like
Ice
her.
Spice.
Ice Spice. You know, these girls are out
music.
here.
Yeah.
But these girls are out here, and I feel like they're the ones that are kind of spearheading right now, because who else is hot? Drake?
But I feel like they're also in the same bucket of, like, contemporary hip hop, which is to say, like, it's all kind of homogenous. Like, there's no standout artist that, like, kind of says, oh, this is how we're doing this now. Like, it's all a lot of the same stuff. And it's unfortunately, I think, muddied by the fact that you have actual publishing, like, where, you know, you're signed to a label, and then you have all of this underground music that gets just as much airplay because of TikTok and Instagram and
Social media.
Yeah, so, like,
affected it.
But there was a guy who did make a good point. It's like, you can't, what we're seeing now is, like, the downward trend of, like, you can't, it's not sustainable, right? You can only have that peak for so long of, like, hey, your song popped off, congratulations, but, like, that's, what else? There's nothing there.
I also feel like, is there a, like, call for that, like, good quality, like, hip hop, like the like good bars, talking about something with substance, or do people really just want to listen to a Sexy Red with the and, like, just going crazy, and you know what I mean? I feel like that's what people are into now.
I mean, when you think of, like, the conscious rap, you think of, like, people like J. Cole.
Right.
Sometimes the bars are too deep that I don't want to be thinking about that right now. Like, I appreciate the bars, but you talking about struggles and stuff that I'm trying to like have a good time right now.
Nah, man, I don't know. I think
So it has its places, is what I'm saying.
like J. Cole's album, what is it, Forest Hills Drive? That album
That's a classic.
was,
Yeah, it was a canon event, as the young one say.
but, like, you think about it now, like, there's no rapper out here that has an album like that since.
And Kendrick is out here, which is what is this. That's
Kendrick's good too, but his last album was a little.
Well,
subpar.
and some people would say that is that thing where it's, like, too deep. People don't want they don't want to listen to that kind of hip hop. We want to, like, turn up and go crazy.
Nah, that album was a little like oh, he went there.
He had stuff to say.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like
That's the one he was talking about his uncle.
No,
His aunt.
his aunt.
Yeah, that was
His
great.
aunt.
Yeah.
That
song
album, right?
was like,
that song was crazy.
you're like driving,
But you have to, like, really listen to that song. You're like,
he
oh,
says
wait a
some
minute, he's
stuff
talking
like-
about some real things here. Hold on.
But you're not showing up to Kendrick being like, I'm ready for casual bars. Like, you're not showing up to that, you know, or for that part of me. But, like, going back to Taylor Swift, like, you know, super mainstream appeal, humongous blanket, like, worldwide appeal. Like, how do you compete with that, right? When you're trying to be an intellectual. And I think that's really the kind of curse of, it sounds real pretentious, but, like, the curse of people who, like, think about stuff is, like, as it turns out, not everybody thinks about stuff. Most people are very happy just putting the blinders on and ignoring life.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, society right now is going through it. So I think people want the escapism. They don't want to go deep. I feel like their everyday life feels deep. Maybe.
Yeah, bills are due tomorrow.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
like they just want to turn up and forget about everything and fuck the world. You know?
Eat.
So what type of music? So what type of music? So
Literally.
does that music fall into it, or are we going back to a '90s style flow? Like I'm thinking like Biggie.
Okay, I see what you mean.
That it's a nice beat.
Yeah.
Not talking about anything too deep.
Yeah. See, I feel that way about the Bad Bunny album. Like he wasn't making me think about stuff. He was just spitting bars and it was solid. You know, he's telling
Yeah,
his
it's
story.
good. It was a good listen. It was like, it's a good
If you
listen.
pay attention, you catch like how it could be like sly or clever. But if
Yeah.
you don't, you're still having a good time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, I have
Like who else can put an album like that out now that we'll listen to and be like, that's not gimmicky or.
God.
I can't.
Because I feel like when you
can't
think
name
of
one.
like when you think of the Ice Spices
Right.
and the Sexy Red, these songs are just meant to pop in your head and
Yeah.
just be.
Yep.
We're just trying
The
to
radio songs.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're just trying to get on TikTok. We're trying to get a little
But
TikTok.
clearly, there's a
famous.
huge call for that because these girls have like catapulted in fame, and they were no ones. They
Right.
weren't signed. They weren't.
This is
you
my
know?
thing. So how much of it is it? This is what we want, or how much of it is it the industry pushing it because
Right.
because it's what's getting the biggest return, because of the way social media is working, people are getting paid whenever you do a reel and you use someone's song, someone's getting paid for that
Yeah.
somewhere in the back end. So is it the label now saying, you do all this, but this is the stuff that's going to make us money. This is the stuff that's going to give us a 17% return. So this is the stuff we got to do. So how much of it is that? I feel like it's a lot.
Man,
They control the
Which came
money.
first, the chicken or the egg?
I don't think so. I think what happens is these young artists have to get in the game a certain way, and they have to be instructed by the industry. It's not until you get to a status of like Drake and Bad Bunny that you can probably do your own stuff.
But if I'm not mistaken, these girls came up alone. Like they were underground
signed,
artists.
they
Yeah,
were-
they were
Yeah,
underground,
but-
and then they got big, and then the industry was like, "All right, well, let's go this way."
Yeah,
then.
but now they're signed.
right.
But they have no creative.
Autonomy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kinda
I
get-
mean, who knows what their deal is? But so if you give someone that's in the hood, they came up on TikTok, everyone's on their, like their songs, like, hey, I'll give you 20 grand signing bonus, and I'll give you this 360.
Sign me up.
Okay.
That's
Sign you
that's
up
what
to it,
happens.
yeah.
That's what happens to a lot of these artists. The 360 deals.
But then again, you have to, if you love the art,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
So
like as an artist, you have to, if you love the art, then you wouldn't.
So my
sell
thing
out.
is, how much of it is it just the industry pushing it because it's the nature of the beast?
Right.
They're just playing the game that way because that's where the money goes. That's where you're going to get the money. I feel like if the tide turned that it got back to people buying music, the industry would be like, now we got to go this way now. And
But do you think that 40% would be lower or higher?
who knows?
Great question.
Good question.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Because how do you actually? That's a great point. Because how do you quantify or compare current digital sales to back in the day?
That's the other thing. What's the measuring stick?
Yes,
I paid $14.99.
for a CD.
for a CD.
No, I'm saying though, like we stream right now. we
Right,
pay,
right,
like,
right, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But like for a CD, what was it like?
It was like $10,
$10.
Yeah, like $10.
$12.
I don't know. Maybe you got a double disc album.
Yeah,
Remember the History Michael Jackson album? Anybody? 2-disc.
I remember. I think I remember it.
Yeah, it had like the statue of Michael on the front. It was- Yeah,
I never.
that was a moment. That was a moment.
I miss
remember
those days though of like the excitement. You rip it open and you're like, "Ooh, the lyrics are there. What are the pictures are gonna be?"
I don't remember. There's only one CD that I remember purchasing ever in my life.
that. Wow.
I'm curious which one was it.
I specifically went into Best Buy to buy the CD. It was Kanye Graduation.
Oh, of course.
Because
Solid
before
choice.
that, I'm a huge church kid. So any music
Yeah.
was from the church library
Yep.
or the bookstore. I was buying, Luigi's bookstore. I was buying gospel music. So like I'm not. So I don't even remember buying.
Brought me
Okay,
back.
maybe the first album that I purchased was the Fred Hammond gospel album. My mom purchased for me. But
Shout out Marisa.
yeah. So like going myself, to buy an album. The first I remember I went with somebody. I want to say his name because he's a pastor.
Okay.
But we were in Boston, and
I'm sure he's watching this.
no. We were in Boston, and I was like, we got to stop because it was that whole feud with Kanye and 50 Cent. I went in there. I remember they had the little display.
Yeah.
They were right next to each other, and about the Kanye album, and we listened to it driving back from Boston. It was the best album.
I never bought an album before, or CD before, or album before.
Oh wow,
Like,
Ever?
that's crazy.
He's also young.
All right.
How old are
Different
you?
generation.
29.
Oh, okay.
He's young.
Yeah. I don't remember ever having to like, because we had like LimeWire.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like I don't know.
I mean that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yes, I downloaded so much pirated music, like out of control. But whatever, everybody.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Where's
Make your own
LimeWire?
CDs.
I specifically remember a point in time where LimeWire kind of went away, and there was no
Yeah.
contender to get free music.
Yeah.
I was stressed. I was like, "Where?"
But I think that's when the little like YouTube URL thing. Remember that? Like you would like. You remember that?
That's when
you
it started
get
coming out.
Download
That's
it,
when
zip, put it into your
Yes.
MP3.
I used to love it.
But that it was maybe like a year before
Yeah, a little
that
lag.
started. It
It was
was like,
definitely
where
like
we're gonna get this music.
That's so interesting, huh? That's
You remember
crazy.
that?
Yeah, it's wild.
Back.
So I have a colleague of mine from work, and we had a trip recently. I was in New Jersey, whatever meeting, and we were just talking about music, and he was like, "Yo, give me like 3 random music suggestions." I'm like, "All right, bet." So I'm like, "What kind of obscure thing can I send him of the music that I listen to?" Because like it could be mainstream, or it could be super obscure.
You have a range.
I do have a range, and so I'm like, let me just pick some. I tried to give him a good mix of variety of like these are like not real mainstream. Anyway, he is an audiophile, and so he has an Android phone. I want to say it was an LG. It has like a quad DAC on it. So he's like, he gets his music from torrents, and he's downloading like the FLAC uncompressed audio.
Oh,
so
that's
he's
a
like,
choice.
no streaming. He's like, I'm gonna download all of these albums, and it's gonna live on my phone. I'm gonna listen to this raw audio. And I'm like, man, I appreciate that, but like, I just need the convenience of I need all the music available at all times on my phone whenever I want.
100%.
Which, to be fair, he does.
Right, but
He just
his
has
own
to
way.
go through the trouble of downloading it. Right? It's like literally
Yeah.
a torrent.
Tough.
That's a commitment.
It is. I mean, because it's multiple steps.
Where's he downloading them from?
So,
YouTube?
as you know, Android, you could literally do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So you just go on, download Tor, and you go and download a torrent app downloader. So you could just find a
So you
torrent.
basically doesn't play for music.
Nope.
I don't know. I can't live without Apple Music. Like I can't live without my AirPods and without Apple Music.
My AirPods is my number one gadget. I mean, outside of my phone, obviously the phone's the number one, but
Not to be too mom here, but like if there was a gift that I could buy for every baby shower, for every new expected mother, AirPods. It saved my life. I mean,
why?
because your kid is crying at 3 a.m. Yeah, okay, honey, you can watch whatever, but I'm listening to whatever I want. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know.
I love AirPods.
AirPod Pros.
They're clutch.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Specifically, because it does make a difference, as it turns out.
It does.
It does.
I thought that was the only thing that was out.
Now you can still get the regular AirPods.
Like the long ones with the thing?
Yeah, no one
Yeah,
wants
so
those.
like the AirPod 3s right now are like the initial iteration of the AirPods, right? But it still does not have like the little suction tip part or the silicone tip. So
you need that.
there's like the audio bleed. I'm like,
yeah.
Anyway, it's literally $50 more. Like spend the money. Like
Spend
it's
the money.
absolutely worth
So I don't
every
have to
cent.
listen to someone around me and I could just zone into my own world. I'm going to spend whatever money I need.
I love
Fair.
AirPods.
That is fair.
I can't do the overheads, the AirPod Maxes. Maxes, is that what they're called?
They look pretty though.
They're expensive.
They're super expensive.
For that by Beats.
Same thing.
Here's the deal though, and this is I'm gonna nerd out for a second, so I'm gonna apologize up front, and then we'll
Do it.
slowly land the plane. You ready, guys? so Bluetooth, right? Wait, hang on. I gotta run it back.
A nerd out. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I'm about to go real.
I'm
quick.
so excited because he's so excited.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal. The deal is that when you use your AirPods, it's using like, let's just call it boring audio, right? As opposed to uncompressed, clean, raw audio feed to your headphones. And so because it's Bluetooth, even though the AirPods are amazing, you're actually getting a shittier audio than if you had like an actual hardwired, beautiful audio.
That, yeah.
Even though like the pure convenience of like I'm walking around untethered and I hear music in my ears and it's amazing. I love it. It's not as good as it could be. And that's like the argument against like AirPods for something.
I noticed the difference, and I only use plugged in headphones when I'm editing. When I'm editing video,
big of a difference, you think?
Yeah, when I'm editing video, I gotta be able to hear everything.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference.
Now I'm curious. Do I need those like big headphones?
If you want to have like a pure listening session where you're gonna sit on the couch, have a little bit of wine, and sketch on your sketchbook, then maybe. I think the casual user, I don't think will notice the difference between plugged in and unplugged. Yeah.
I only notice it because I'm plugged in. I can sit down editing for 8 hours, and I switch headphones. I'm like, wait, something sounds different. What happened?
Yeah. It is wild. I mean, we could get way into that, but that's one of those things. Like, I appreciate it, but like, I'm gonna take 9 out of 10 times convenience over like perfect. Because man, they really
you know how I roll. I'll pay extra for convenience every time.
TSA pre-check.
All of it.
I'm still salty about the fact that I didn't get global entry for $25 more.
You can still do it.
I wish I had known about it.
Pay the whole thing, but still.
And see, that's the part that I'm like, do I want to pay another $100 now?
I'll tell you what. The next time you do an international trip, you're gonna be mad that you didn't pay the other $100 specifically when you're coming back.
Right.
Yeah, I think
he's right.
Because nothing irks me more than coming back for vacation and just being held up in a line. Like I did all my waiting already.
Yeah,
I just want to get home.
Yeah.
And nothing messes you up than coming into an international flight in JFK.
Me waiting.
And there's
Brutal.
250 people in front of you.
No, thank you.
And then the person that's waiting for you is driving around JFK a million times.
Yeah, they were waiting.
What the heck?
Man.
2 hours later.
Talking about airport, did you guys see that clip of that crazy ass lady who took like a knife and stabbed like 3 people at the airport?
I heard. I saw a little bit. Airport? Yeah, I heard about it. I didn't watch it, but
and she did not get killed. Wonder what race was she?
Hey,
she was Caucasian.
She was white.
We're not gonna leave you wondering, guys. Caucasian.
I heard about that. That's crazy. People be crazy. People be wild.
I was just there like 2 weeks ago, and then I'm like, okay.
And you didn't stab anybody?
No, I did not. I wanted to.
Ew.
But I did not.
Yo, airports be bugging sometimes, man. I've noted whatever. We're landing the plane. We're learning to be patient. We're developing patience.
I'm not patient, man.
I was like, are we? Because damn.
Yo, I'm okay. On my way back home, I'm driving. It's a single long street, but just one lane. And this person was going exactly the speed limit.
Ooh.
And I was so mad, dude. I was like, again, I've been driving a lot today. But the one thing stopping me from passing this person, because it was one of those like, oh, it's the dotted line now. You can go around. They had a purple heart on their license plate.
Oh.
What do you
I'm
say?
still passing you, though.
What do you
I still would have passed.
It was like,
I'm going to
gotta give him a little respect.
I would pass him.
I wanted to, guys, but man, I was so mad.
Thank you for your service, but you're driving
so please get out of the way. I was, oh my God. Because you know, like when you long day, just desperate to get home.
Yeah.
Any means necessary.
I have no patience for driving. I just realized that no turn on reds irk the life out of me. Every time I pull up somewhere and there's a no turn on red, I'm frustrated.
Yeah.
Do
you chance it?
A lot of times
my
I do.
My sister's crazy with that. She'll be like, it's red, pero no viene nadie. Fuck it. I'm like,
yep.
You're just risking your life, okay?
There's no camera.
If it's like a busy intersection, I won't. But if it's like a dead one, I'm like,
why is this a no turn on red? Someone clearly has the wrong idea here.
I feel, listen, sometimes I feel like my good judgment is good enough. So I just be running lights. There's no one around.
Oh my God.
No one around.
You're not afraid of the little, I don't know if they, I mean, how good is Springfield with the cameras and getting tickets in the mail?
I don't think you got time for that.
Because in Florida, that shit got me. You know?
There hasn't been a yellow light. I haven't stopped.
Especially like if it's after 10 p.m. or if it's late out. And I'm out. I'm running the lights.
Then you're doing the Puerto Rico thing. After 12, there's no.
These rules don't apply.
There's no one on the street. I'm out of here. What am I waiting this light for?
See, I want to be that way, but I would be the one that I'd be like, no viene nadie, and boom,
Here it
a
comes.
crash, or like, whoop, whoop.
Well, you gotta be a little safe though. You gotta look. You know,
You got to keep on looking, make sure,
do a quality check.
I don't know.
Quality QC. Guys, thanks so much for joining us today on the or tonight, excuse me, on this beautiful October the 13th, Friday the 13th.
Friday.
Zach, thanks so much for moseying on over today
for having us.
and being a beautiful guest across the couch here.
Beautiful.
Beautiful guest.
You gotta use that one.
No, that's good.
I mean, if Zach's, are you beautiful? I feel like I need a better, like
Are
a more,
you just said, are you beautiful?
I
nah,
was gonna
because I'm
say,
like,
no.
well,
yeah.
if I
What's the
put,
right
if I
answer?
put Zach at beautiful, I felt like
You
it
have
would,
to-
I have to just a
Top.
fancier word
They
for
get
beautiful.
beautiful and
So what is it?
Lorenz here too.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Ah.
So I'm gonna go with, and thank you once again to Loren, our exquisite guest,
Exquisite.
Thank you.
for joining us today, or excuse me, tonight as well. Yeah, seriously, guys. Shannon, always appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.
Peace.